So I am super pumped to be here. So thank you everyone for having me. And I think we're in for a treat with what I'm going to share. So my name's Lisa Horowitz, and I'm the Director of Technical Operations for Alpha 10 Capital, a NASDAQ-listed company, and we offer privacy-preserving hardware that run your AI programs. I don't know how many of you were here when Brittany spoke, but it was you'll want to read the fine print. My jaw dropped when I didn't realize what was actually happening with your data inside of these programs. So to that, the reason why I'm mentioning Brittany is her story is the reason why the Vera product exists. Brittany, not only is she a lawyer, but she was also a whistleblower. And she lived through Cambridge Analytica from the inside. She saw personal data weaponized on a global scale, and she made the decision to go public with it. She's the one, Brittany's behind Targeted. Oh, sorry, okay, I didn't know that picture was up there. She's behind Targeted, the book, and also The Great Hacks. It's a Netflix documentary series that's shortlisted for an Oscar. She's also testified in Congress and Parliament, and she's co-authored federal and state legislation on AI ethics, data ownership, and also digital assets. So when Brittany chose to be able to blow the whistle, one of the things she said to our team is if we had the right tools to be able to help individuals who want to take that courage and go somewhere. So that's why we ended up building Vera. But first in the name Vera, I don't even know if I can actually switch this over here. It just turns, wrong way. Oh, just the one slide. Okay. Well, if this is to the actual app, then this is the best slide to have up there. So that's actually perfect. So first, the name Vera. In 1984, a lab technician named Vera English. We were inspired by many of the stories. Worked at General Electric nuclear production facility, and in North Carolina, and she saw uranium spills just on the work surfaces of her coworkers just day in and day out, and nothing ever got cleaned up. So she eventually reported it to her supervisor, and guess what? Nothing happened. Then she reported it to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, nothing happened. Then she did something really bold. She took red tape and she put it right around all the contaminated areas. She said it was hard to be able to not see what was happening. Eventually, a few days later, the GE lab closed and she was fired. Vera took 10 years and she fought General Electric versus English, and she won. And it was, her ruling changed the legal landscape for every whistleblower who came after her. So because one person had the courage to speak up, it changed the rules for everyone. Now, you would think 1984 is a long time, and there's still so much, as everybody knows in this room, everyone's trying to be able to push things forward. There's still so much to involve. But the public appetite today, standing behind people who speak up, I believe is a lot more than ever. So just recently, a gentleman, Alex Shiai, he just testified before Congress, and he said that building anti-fraud technology, put it simply, the government just does not have the bandwidth to stay on top of waste and fraud without the help of whistleblowers. He estimated the TAM, the total addressable market, is $500 billion. So that's the scale that we're talking about. Elon Musk just also recently posted a few weeks ago, I will pay, I'm just reading it here, I will pay for the defense of anyone who speaks the truth about this and is sued for doing so. And there's so much data that backs it up. Here's one from PwC of their global crime survey. They found that professional auditors detect 19% of corporate fraud. A whistleblower detects 43% of corporate, whistleblowers detect 43%. Now, if anybody knows this report, it's a very, very old one. That report and those numbers have stayed consistent throughout the past 20 years, and an association of certified fraud examiners have backed that up. So what we're seeing here is that the problem isn't courage, the people are ready, the problem is infrastructure. So if you're somebody who sees something, you want to say something, right? You want to make sure, first of all, that your evidence is submitted and it's actually, it's not tampered with. It actually gets to the people that are going to do something with it. And as well, one of the other most important things is you want to be able to have the option to be anonymous and to be able to disclose, have the option to disclose or not to disclose themselves. Another thing as well is putting people in the whistleblowers to be able to have them have the option to go through the right channels that allow them legal counsel and the right channels that allow that to happen to be able to collect rewards for it. So before I continue here, going to this one here, because I do want everybody to click into this, most people don't realize that whistleblowers can be financially rewarded for reporting fraud. There's a False Claims Act. I'm sure many of you know about it. For me, it was new to learn about this, that they're eligible for 15% to 30% of what the government recovers. And the Department of Justice just announced, I think it was a few months ago, that they recovered it was the highest year ever. It was $6.8 billion under the False Claims Act, and 5.3 of that was actually from whistleblowers. So to be eligible to do any of this, though, you have to go through the right channels. You just can't post on social media. You want a legally secure and credible path to be able to do this. So I'm going to share. So I don't know if anybody can, if when you click that, does it go to the website? It doesn't? No? Okay. So if you can go to, because it is a definite treat. So let me just tell you this here. I want to be transparent. What I'm going to show you today, it's a beta. And we've intentionally open sourced everything here so that people in the room, everyone can examine it, improve it, and help evolve it with us, right? So we believe that it should not be in a black box and that it should be open and auditable. If you go to staging.vera.report, because right now it's still in the process, it's still in our beta stage, just let me know. You should be able to see a screen there and just walk through the process. It's going to be a guided process, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the technology that's behind it. Behind the Vera app, we not only have blockchain, we have AI, we also have trusted execution environments. So it's the step one, you submit and encrypt. So what you would do if you're a whistleblower, you go on there, you have the date, you have all the information. Oh, perfect. Oh, you're going through, that's beautiful, you're going through the site. Yeah, that's it. You put in your description and you upload your evidence. Here's where it gets, right now, if anybody ever takes a picture and sends it to a friend or sends it to anyone, if you ever look at that eye, it's loaded with metadata. We strip everything off of all the evidence is stripped as soon as you put that up. So your GPS, your geolocation, even the camera make of the phone that you're using all gets stripped when that goes on there. Second, part of the concern is proof that the evidence was submitted. We work with Midnight. We use Midnight blockchain for that. So as soon as the evidence is hashed, it's a cryptographic proof, and it goes right away onto the blockchain. So in that case, we don't record what happened, not who, not what, but it's a permanent public tamper-proof evidence that something was submitted. Now the evidence, we take that evidence and it's encrypted. We put it up in a decentralized storage called the IPFS, and the only way to open that is to be able to have the private key, no different than in blockchain. Now here's where it gets further interesting on the security aspect of it. From here, an AI agent actually takes your evidence and puts it's inside of a trusted execution environment, which is like a vault inside of that, and it opens it up and it detects the authenticity of the document. It checks to see if the document was manipulated or not, and it always stays into that trusted execution environment. It never leaves that environment. And for many of you here, you interact with trusted execution environments all the time on your phone. Whenever you use your face or your fingerprint or anything on your phone, it's very separate from your operating system. So the same way as your information wouldn't get lost on there, that's the same thing on our. The last step here is that you have an option when you're using our app to be able to say, I do want to go through the channels, either going through an authority or a law firm, or you want to still remain fully anonymous. If you choose that path, then it's sent over to partners and people that we hope to collaborate with to be able to use this. So someone can have this on their website and they can go through it. And what the law firm actually sees on their end is there's an admin panel, and the admin panel has a really robust available information on the credibility score. So in order to determine, let's just say you get thousands and thousands of reports coming in, we attach a credibility score to it, showing the authenticity of the information and the evidence that's coming in based on manipulation of the actual document. So the traditional whistleblower systems ask you to trust the server, trust the administrator, and trust that your evidence hasn't been audited. Vera replaces that with trust the math. It's open source, and it's more or less you can read the code, and that's how we consider the trusting. In closing, I would like to close with an invitation. Alphaton builds confidential compute infrastructure, and Vera is what's possible when you point an infrastructure at a problem that matters. So if you're interested, please go to it. We'd love our feedback. I'd love you guys to consider it and look at it, and I appreciate your time.